company traffic?
Yeah, we're just calling for careful for the company.
Roger that, follow company traffic, Medic 04.
Good morning, everyone on YouTube.
Skymatix 4.59.
David, we're live now. Voices are live.
After traffic, approved to face east. Skymatix 459.
Morning, Rul, Geert, Christopher, Wycliffe. Good morning, everyone. While we're waiting, I'm also going to call for push just now. Just want to get the APU on the bus. I updated, well, I got rid of, first of all, the adrenaline drivers, the game drivers from AMD. I've gone over to the pro drivers. So far, I've only had one crash. Okay, and it seems that every time now I start to explain, I'm being forced to delete the shader cache. Okay, then at least it works. So I'm hoping, and I'll do some safe flights in between. I eventually got to land last night's flight there at Ketchikan, and it was hairy. Ask the guys here. It was a bit of a roller coaster, but we made it, and we stopped in the nick of time. Almost went down the hill there, but we stopped in the nick of time. It was all good. So it seems these drivers are a little bit better. At least I can start this sim, you know, so we'll keep an eye on it. Let's see where everybody is. At Tower Skymatix 001, ready for push and start. Push and start approved, facing east, Skymatix 001. Oh.
Okay, Captain, all doors and hatches are closed. We're ready to connect.
There we go. But as you can see, I don't have Linda with me because this is a test flight and I just don't want her to interfere with me again. So this is 12.8, well, 12A.
And the bypass pins installed. Release parking brake.
And so Zibo,
Clear to start engines in sequence.
Zibo says he's tweaked the FD a little bit more. So flight director, let's have a go. Let's see. Yeah, she interferes with me, Wycliffe. You must see that woman. The last couple of flights have been highly entertaining. Anyway, we sorted her out.
Taxi via Echo, Alpha, Delta, then Delta 1 for runway 24 is coming this way.
Yes, absolutely, Christopher. No, shame the poor girl needs the money, eh?
Ready for taxi.
Hallo Jean-Pierre, goeiemôre.
Taxi Golf, Lima, Alpha, Delta, Delta 1. Runway 24. Skymatix VA.
To the point 737.
to department 737, line up and wait, 24 for Skymatix VA.
Ground to flight deck, the pushback's complete, set parking brake.
Excellent, Christopher. Hope you enjoy it.
Disconnecting the tow, stand by.
Pika, I'm not sure exactly what you're aiming the question at. The weather radar is still linked to Laminar, and until Laminar fixes their story, we only have what they have, you know. At this point in time, I'm not sure if xEnviro will actually show on the radar screen, because there's now a mismatch between where Zibo is and where Laminar has they explained. So Laminar needs to update quite a bit for everything to fall back in place the way it should.
Taxi via Foxtrot, Alpha, Delta 1, number 6459.
So if I look at the weather radar, if I use real weather in explain, the weather radar works. There's no problem.
Bypass pin has been removed, hand signals to the right, and we'll see you next time. Have a safe flight. Cheerio.
Well, as a matter of interest, that's my settings. This is what we decided upon when Andre was here with us. So that's it. Skymatix 001 ready for taxi. Thank you. We'll follow company traffic. Skymatix 001. Absolutely. This place has been fixed. Hello, Gilbert. No problem.
Edinburg Tower, good morning. Skymatix 052 on gate 4, information Bravo, and requesting clearance as well to Vagar.
Wycliffe, let me get in the air. Or we're going to stand here for quite a while. I see there's quite a few guys in front of us. I'll put it up just now.
3 Charlie departure. Off runway 24 and scorpion 2131 or Skymatix 052.
Morning, Dominic.
Line up and wait, runway 24, 008.
Yeah, I don't think the xEnviro puts the correct details in there, and it's because there's now a mismatch. Remember? Thanks, Tommy. Thank you, Tommy. The weather radar is a longer discussion. Let's wait until we don't have the ATC when we've got the channel to ourselves, and we can talk about that a little bit more.
122.8 for Skymatix 04, and thank you for getting up early this morning and giving us the coverage. Have you have a lovely day.
No, you're not the only person having an issue because of the mismatch. That's why you need to just hang tight. Let's get out of ATC coverage and we can explain it again, because there's a total mismatch between where the Zibo is, where the Zibo is, where X-Plane is, and where xEnviro is. Total mismatch at this point in time.
From White after departing traffic, 6459.
Professional blamer, my graphics is AMD based. I've got a RX 6700 XT graphics card. And with all the new changes, and if you read the laminar changelog for X-Plane, you'll see AMD has been a problem for them, the AMD graphics, okay? So yesterday was the culmination of everything bad. I kept on crashing out. At the end of the night, I uninstalled the latest AMD drivers that I had, the Adrenaline drivers. I then installed the Pro drivers. I'll show it to you in air. Okay, if we fly, I'll show you a little bit. So I'm using the 24.Q4 drivers, professional AMD drivers, and every time before I start my X-Plane, I have to go and delete the shader cache, the Vulkan shader cache. Otherwise, the X-Plane just doesn't even start up. It just crashes to desktop the whole time. And last night, I eventually, after changing the drivers, I got to finish the flight because I used the safe flight situation. So I did manage to land. I finished the flight. I was happy. And this is as much a Zibo test and...
Over to Unicom, and thank you very much for your service, sir.
Or let me put it this way, as much a AMD graphics driver test as it is a Zibo test. You know, we're going to see now what happens because last night was hell. It was just not fun. Before takeoff procedure. Oh, hell, she's not here. Ah, what am I doing? Right, we've got flaps. We need the weather radar. We need to put the transponder on. We need to check. There we go. All right. Nico's a little bit asleep. Sorry, Linda. Enjoy your day off.
And Tower Skymatix 052 is ready for push.
Skymatix 052, push approved face north.
Push approved facing north, Skymatix 052.
Skymatix 459, clear the runway 24 at passing 1,500.
Skymatix 459, fine, monitoring helping keep you as well.
122.8.
No. Linda must be grateful she's got a job. The economy sucks. If she doesn't have this job, she'll have nothing. I'm nasty. Sorry, Linda. We'll talk, Michael. We'll talk.
Get for takeoff.
Skymatix 001, deployed at 38737, line up and wait.
Line up and wait after departing traffic. Skymatix 001.
Edinburg Tower, good morning. We check to receive already check.
Xenviro radio to compliant.
Edinburg Tower, we check to 0 with information from Bravo on board the passenger number 9 for instrument access to W.
Okay, Xenviro, clear still lift go from 1 Charlie departure from my 24. 42100, QH101.
On runway 24.
Manchester to Dublin, right? That's a good one. Or from your place. Go from your place to Dublin.
To destination via Gotak, 1 Charlie, that we need to close, walk 310 in the 26 1012.
Squawk 2100.
Jet 0, sorry, squawk 2100.
Skymatix runway 363, 5 knots, take off runway 24.
Clear to take off runway 24, Skymatix 001.
Runway 63, 16, monitor unit
Monitor Unicom 122. Thank you very much for the service. Skymatix V4. Skymatix 049, reach Vegas. Align and wait runway 24, Skymatix 049.
Yeah, what I would suggest, Wycliffe, is do a local flight and then do an exotic flight. Go where something challenges you a bit. Thank you for your service, sir. Monitor Unicom 122 decimal 8, Skymatix 001. What I did, Wycliffe, is I did the Joburg and the Cape Town circuits, and it's circuits I know very well from real world as well. So it's familiar. That way you can settle into the simulator and you can get to feel it, to learn it, to understand it. And then what we did was we went to St. Helena. And we did the most challenging approach we could possibly do at St. Helena because, I mean, you can see the videos on my Skymatix Facebook page. That's one hell of a challenge because it's cliffs both sides. It's literally an aircraft carrier kind of a runway. So, and the winds and those things, it makes it very challenging. And that's literally what I did, you know. And then obviously we did the bird strike, the engine fire, the smoke in the cockpit, all these emergency little things. Those are the big things that you really need to experience in a full motion simulator so that you can have bragging rights, and it gives you a good story for the grandchildren. You know, it's absolute. It's something you cannot really tell, but you really want to, and you keep on telling it to everybody. But you know, people really need to experience it for themselves. Eh? Yeah, Lowy, oh, that will be excellent. Because there's no difference. It's exactly the same aircraft. I don't make a different variant. The only difference between the one I'm flying right now and the one that you guys have is I'm using the test model, the internal build. So I'm one version ahead of you. See, I'm on 12A already. You guys are still on 11. That's the only difference, really. Yeah, you must go check the videos on my Skymatix Facebook page. Yeah, these clouds are really cool. I love them. Andre did a fantastic job with it, man. I'm just glad I can fly again, to be really honest. I mean, it was killing me last night. Every time I try and fly, just bombs out, bombs out, bombs out. fortunately, Dimitri had the little light bulb in his brain and said, why don't we try the professional drivers instead of the game drivers? And there you go, it seems to work. But I still have to delete the shader cache every time before I start X-Blade. Otherwise it crashes, it still crashes. So the AMD thing and me, not good friends at this point in time. Because I use X-Camera. So in X-Camera, I've got CSV little files. I also share them on my private hangar. The link is in the description below the video. So what happens is, doesn't matter which aircraft I fly, they all work the same. Why am I not seeing my display? Hang on. Something changed. Auto. Oh crap. Give me a second. No, it must be. There we go. Yeah, you can probably argue like that too, Dave, but at the end of the day, it was just too much for me. So fortunately we've got like a workaround kind of a thing. So anyway, these are my aircraft, right? So there's my Zibo. This is the one that I'm flying right now, and you can see there's my X-Camera. That is my views file. So all I do is I just make the file, and then I go and I copy it to my other Zibos, or I make it here and then I copy it to the other one, however you want to say it, right? And the same goes for level up. If I go to level up, you'll see here, that's all my views. So as I press my buttons, I go and sit wherever. You understand? That is exactly what that file does. See? Look, Zibo is the development platform. Level Up is a totally different group of people, okay? They use the Level Up systems. I'm talking nonsense. They use the Zibo systems, our systems. And you hear the sound is already going, so I better save my flight. That probably means we're going to bomb out just now, very soon again. Save again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Save that one. Alright, I hope we don't bomb. Then it's, you know, one of those silly things again. But I'll restart and we'll try again. Okay, so coming back to this whole weather and weather radar and everything, right? Initially, we were told that the weather update, the big weather update from Laminar is coming in version 12.1.3. That changed. Then it became 1.3.4. Now I see it's changed again. But this time I don't see any reference of it. So I'm not sure if it's going to be 1.3.5 or what on earth is going to be, you know, the story. So in the interim, Zibo already started developing this mod to include the weather radar. You see, my knobs actually turn. I can actually use it. But because Laminar has not updated X-Plane with all the correct data revs and everything yet, the one that we have, it's still not working there the way it should. Okay, so now you've got active sky and X-Plane working one way, you've got xEnviro working one way, and then you've got real world weather. Well, it's all different. It's a whole different scenario. It's like a freaking box of Smarties, right? And at the end of the day, everybody now needs to come back to the party, and it all rests on Laminar's shoulder. Once Laminar puts everything in place they're supposed to, all of this should work. But in the interim, if you want the weather radar to work, all you do is you switch it on, click the button, and you use real world weather in X-Plane. That's it. It works. There's nothing preventing it from working. It's just a little bit of a mismatch right now between certain aspects. Good morning, Mustafa. That actually looks nice, eh? Yeah, nice to have you on stream. How's it, Vaughan? Good morning. The memory is getting full again. I'm gonna cry. Please don't bomb out. Guys, if it bombs out, I'll just try and use the safe flight again. Ooh, Mr. ATC guy, thank you so much. Oh, my FPS is down very low right now. Let's quickly do this before we bomb out. Let's just alleviate some of the pressure. See if that helps a little bit. Hope it bombs, doesn't bomb out. No, we're not flying back immediately. It's just too much of a stretch. Oh, please just don't bomb out now. We'll just keep on saving the flight as we continue. Oh, my FPS is back now, high 30s. That's a good idea. Yes, I am streaming here. Let me close that. That's obviously David. Sorry, buddy. I'm going to just close my stream here. I'm going to put extra pressure on this poor little graphics card and the whole AMD nonsense story. So there we have it. Ooh. Oh, let's see what's happened. Just fix that quickly. And that should fix it. Right, so that's our trade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys flying. And the explain this crash. Damn it.
Low.
Mm.
Is it just things that have changed recently, or just a
Yeah.
simulation of?
No, it's the changes that Laminar made in all this version 1.3. It's gonna bomb out now. It's died. I can't do anything with it. It's I'm just waiting for it to close down now, and we'll restart it. We'll run through it just now, Christopher. Let me just kill this thing because it's just wasting time now. Bye-bye. Right, okay. What do I want to close now? I want to close this little widget. That thing needs to close. Right, so let's get going again. Yes, I am, Krister. I've been doing it for like 10 years already, huh? It's just the way it is. It's this whole nonsense story started with explain 12.1.2, the very last, the final update. The moment Laminar said, okay, this is the final update, that's where it started. And then it just went progressively worse into version 12.1.3. Right, so let's go do this. We're going to start with engines running just to alleviate the pressure a little bit. Right, confirm. Let's start the flight. I'm just changing to real world weather because it's slightly less taxing on the system. To get all my controls back. Right, so now I'm not going to use the auto save. We're going to go to save and load, save and load. We're going to hit the first button. There we go. Right, well, that's put me quite a way back, but at least it's working. Oh, listen to that. Listen to the sound already again. Just fight through it, buddy. Just fight through it. Just fight through it. Just fight through it. Let's see quickly. 15,000. Yeah, okay.
If you once you appear, I'll just do a bit of a loop behind you. I should, in theory, I should be behind you, so I can just do a bit of a circle and make a gap.
Yeah. Well, I don't necessarily have to do it online either. So let's connect. Let's see where I'm actually at, and then we take it from there. So I've disconnected.
Yeah, you should be just in between me and who's in front of me.
So I'm here, I think.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so it should be. Oh no, you've appeared just a bit behind. Oh no, that'll work out.
Okay.
Well, actually.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's good.
Exactly, exactly. Hello, Luigi. Well, I tell you what, I'm impressed so far. Let's see. I hope we make it now. Sorry, I'm sighing in your ears, but I'm feeling a little bit better now. Let's be back in there. My coffee's even gone cold. Hello, Scotsman. Well, we've had one crash already, so I'm using a saved flight to continue. I've switched off xEnviro now just to go to real world weather, just because it's less taxing on the system. But as far as I'm concerned, this explained 12.1.3 and it's the way that it talks with AMD graphics is absolutely rubbish. It's terrible. Yep, well, I just finished it, Scotsman. And I have to get more. You know what's the saddest thing for me? When I look at the number of people that were watching the stream and now we've halved, just in 1 minute, gone. That's probably your aircraft I'm seeing there. Oh, yeah, and Jean-Pierre, I've got you both there. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I can see you behind too.
Christopher, are you there? Let's see. Let's talk about this whole safe flight situation. All right, okay. So there isn't any real settings that you need to set anyway, okay? To save a flight, two things happen. There's one setting just for autosave, okay? So I can't remember where it is. I think it's under realism. Yeah. Under realism, you can switch on autosave, so you have intervals that you can save your flight, okay? So that's the one thing. What I prefer to use is manual save. I go here and I click my saves. I usually save 2 and I give about 5 seconds in between them. And the reason I'm doing that is because, again, Laminar has never really properly fixed the code for the save flight situation. All right. When I spoke with, what's his name? The lead developer, whatever his name is. It took a third party to prompt him to really pay attention. And then I had high hopes and I thought to myself, oh, thank goodness they're going to fix this. But what happens is sometimes when you save a flight, it saves in X-Plane 11 format. X-Plane 12 immediately crashes to desktop, and that's the end of that nonsense. The other thing that it sometimes does is it saves a 0-byte file. In other words, there's nothing in the file. It's 0 bytes. There's nothing, no contents. The moment you try and read it, it crashes to desktop. Okay? Or when it saves it, at least, it just crashes to desktop. So those are the two things that we fight against, which is something only Laminar can fix. Zibo told me explicitly, we looked at this extensively, he develops to the latest SDK. Laminar needs to come to the party. They need to fix this thing. We can't do anything anymore. Now, this is the reason I saved 2 flights, because I don't know. That one might be saving in X-Plane 11 format. That one might be saving in 0 bytes. I don't know. But the chances of both of them saving incorrectly is 0, or at least very close to 0. So I save both of them. All right. Then when you reboot, the system is supposed to be able to restore the aircraft from cold and dark. In other words, you don't need the engines running. But what we have found in practice is if you start your aircraft with engines running and then you recover your flight, it's easier to recover the flight. Sometimes you've got to press that button 2 or 3 times to actually make the save flight work for you, to actually come back properly, because it depends on the speed of your computer. It depends on the amount of resources that you have available. There's a whole bunch of factors that could make your system not restore the flight the first time. So I make 2 to try and bypass the error from Laminar side, and then I use this facility to click this button up to 3 times to get the flight working. Now this morning I clicked it once and it worked. I didn't have to do anything. If you look at last night's video, you'll see the auto throttle didn't come back on. I clicked it a few times and eventually I had to fiddle with my thrust levers to actually, get auto throttle going. So you do get anomalies, you do get things. It's not perfect. This time it was. Okay. And now if you look at this is the easy way of doing it. But if we go back quickly and we look at the save load situation, this button over here is made to recover your auto save flight situation. Okay, remember that timer I showed you just now where you go and make a save flight 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes? This is the button to recover that flight. So when your X-Plane recovers, it's going to have that big notice on the screen. Do you want to use it? If you say no and later on want to use it, this is the button that you press. Okay, I don't like doing it for the simple reason that it's more difficult to come back to this page and press the recover button than it seems to be to just be on this page. Okay, so it's a practical thing for me. You can play with it. If you find it better the other way around, it's up to you. This is where I have full control. So I click the first one. You see there it's 31,000. It gives you your altitude 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I click the next one. There you go. So now I have 2 options to come and recover to. Easy as that. Okay, but apart from that one setting on the auto save flight, there's nothing you need to set to use this. And what's lovely is you have 8 positions, so you can save various different scenarios. If you wanted to to teach yourself how to land the aircraft. Set yourself up like 10 miles out on the glide slope, save the flight, and then just go reload the flight, and then you don't have to fly circuits to learn, how to land the aircraft, for instance, or to try a certain approach or something. It's very nice. No, I don't really have problems with it. When it crashes, I just sigh because I know better, and I just go try again. Then I obviously go and I delete the broken file. Let's go there. Let me show you. Oops, wrong option. Output situations. There you go. So this is explain output situations. This is where it saves the flights. Okay. And I mean, you'll see when there's a 0-byte file, there it tells you the size of each file. And when you see a 0-byte file, obviously, or when you know you clicked on, let's say, number 1, situation number 1, it's that one, right? Just go delete it. If it's broken, it's broken. Then it won't be tempting you to try and reuse it. Oh, it's magnificent. I love the feature. I just wish we could get rid of that nonsense where it saves in Explain 11 format sometimes, and where we can get rid of the 0-byte file. I would be very happy. Good morning, Hendrik. Mustafa, why do you have trouble with your rudder? I don't have trouble with my rudder. Are you using pedals? What are you using? What's wrong? Little beach velocity, okay. I don't know that one. I've only seen it on the internet. This ATC guy did us a huge favor to present his service to us, and please don't misconstrue what I'm saying now. I'm not complaining, but we are a little bit too close to each other for this runway where we're going to land because of the backtracking. Huh? So it's not, he didn't know, I suppose, but it's up to us now to fix our distance between each other.
I see we're at the closer end to the off but point, but yeah, doesn't look good. Can you see how far you are in front of me?
You are about 10 miles in front of me, according to what I see on my TCAS.
I can't see. Was it jump here that you said was in front? I can't see him in front of me.
Let's see. He is at 35.5 according to altitude. According to the web eye, you should be able to see him. What's your altitude? 35.
Yeah, sorry, here he is. He has popped up on TCAS.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so he's probably from me. He's a good 15 away. So that could work.
Yeah. Hendrik, I need to update my better pushback. What is currently happening for some reason out of the blue, for no reason, is when I do the pre-flight or the pre-push planning, it doesn't seem to stick. It doesn't save it. And then when I call the tug, I need to redo it. But that's the only issue I have with it right now. And then, like I said, I did see the notice. I have to update it. I just continuously forget about it. My mind is on other stuff. Neil, we're going to Vagar. My explains freezing, huh? Explains freezing up again. Ah, come on. Come on. Again. Dead.
What a pain.
Yeah. Yeah, so while we are here, let's quickly run the Skunkcrafter updater anyway. Let's just see. Oh, X-Rise has got an update as well. Nice. I explain is up to date, and that is the whole reason for this problem. I wish I could go back to explain 12.1.11 at this point in time. This is just stupid. Let's try again. Otherwise, I tell you what, I might just call it a day and just walk away for my own sanity. This is demoralizing, man. Right, we've got engines running. Let's go. Christopher, yes, inside of every available plugin that it can recognize, there's a little text file thing, or some file at least, that actually needs to be in it. So if your update runs, it doesn't see it, it means that file is missing. So that's one way of controlling the authentic, plugin versus the updates, what is available. Without that file, it won't update it. So you have to make sure that you are on a correct version of a plugin or an add-on to be able to use it. See, this is now our automatic save. We don't want to use that. We're going to go to... Come on. Oh, you can already feel like it feels like somebody pulled a handbrake on us. Let's use that one. What do you mean during live stream, Mustafa? I'm not going to run the explain updater because I know my explain is up to date. Explain updated a few days ago. Rubbish. No, explain 12. Zibo.12 is most likely not going to be released after the stream because a part of the new code in this version, fix 12, is actually for level up. It's not for the Zibo mod, okay? So the tweak for Zibo is just on the flight director, but there's a tweak that goes in there for level up. And Zibo has warned us we cannot use this version 12A on level up until Alan has updated the level up. So they need to synchronize between Zibo and Alan what they do. So there'll probably be a 12B or a 12C, and then thereafter you'll get fix 12. But for the Zibo mod, Christer, the only difference is just a slight tweaking of the flight director to try and prevent that oscillation that we've been experiencing, you see. That's all it is about. So why are we seemingly going down? Okay, now it seems that we're going up again. Christopher, thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate the support there. Really, I do, man. Ja, Hendrik, no. My sales guy lied to me about the AMD, okay? I can't even remember his name. That's how insignificant he is in my life, but he lied. I've told this story plenty of times on stream here and to the guys here. They told me there's no stock of NVIDIA in South Africa at the time that I bought the PC. So on the Friday, I got the AMD reluctantly, knowing that I could have problems, but, you know, that was all that was available. And the Saturday morning, I get an email from the company saying that they just got new stock yesterday. That was the Friday when I was lied to, you know, of all the new NVIDIA cards, and it was at a bargain price. I could have just waited over the weekend, but this guy kept on telling me there's no stock and they don't know when it's coming. Anyway, so I phoned him on Monday and I told him in his face he's a liar and I never want to speak to him again. You know, what else do you do? You know, can't do anything. And I asked him if I can bring my AMD back. He said, sorry, you opened it. It's yours now. You can't have it. All kinds of bull dust salesman talk and all. And now I'm stuck with a bloody thing. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the funny thing is, every time I deal with that company now, I kind of put the salespersons, because now I've got new people there, not that I deal with, I put them under interrogation because, and I make sure they understand if they do it to me again, then it's lawyers. Then they mustn't ask questions. You know, we're going to sort them out because you can't operate a business like that and lie and cheat and think you're going to get away with it. Just rubbish. So anyway, guys, we're trying again. We'll keep on saving. We'll keep on going. Unfortunately, it might be frustrating, but I'd love to go land there. I'd love to finish the flight. Oh, it's bad business. Really bad business. I'm not going to tell you that story, but they actually screwed me in another deal as well. So I'm kind of just miffed with them at this point in time. But unfortunately, they've got some good products. I don't really want to just fire them outright and get rid of them. They do have some nice stuff. And it's going to bomb just now again. Look, I can hear the sounds going. If it bombs again, I don't know if I want to try again, to be honest now. This is really just getting bad. Wait. One thing we might want to do. It's bombed. I wanted to switch off the weather. Okay, let's do it one more time. I'll switch off the weather. And then we just fly on clear weather. It's not what I wanted, but what can we do? No, Krister, negative. It's never been a problem in all the years. Got absolutely nothing to do with it. This is bad laminar code. That's all it is. Laminar made one hell of a big mistake here somewhere in this whole story. And they need to fix it. What the hell am I doing? Manually enter weather. I've always had this setup. I've always used it for years and years, even on my old i7 that I had for 7-8 years before this one. That's true, Steve. That's exactly what I'm trying to say to you. These guys have got some pretty good stuff, okay? Just because their ethics is questionable, that's why I interrogate them and I put them in crossfire when I have to. Unfortunately, the products they sell are mostly good, so I can't really get rid of them.
Bank angle,
Oh, sorry. There you go. There you go. Back. I'm back. My son came up the stairs and I greeted him. That's why I muted myself. The weather shouldn't be part of the save, Hendrik. And then what happens is that's related to X-plane. I think, if I recall correctly, the way it was set up. Because remember, I saved the weather with real world weather on. When we went to look now, it was already on manual. So I don't think it's part of the save. I know it looked bad. Yeah, that's why I went back to check as well. Obviously, there are layers that were drawn, which I then also said clear, but look, it never even cleared them. I'll save another flight again when we get to the cruise level just now. I'll do anything just to land this plane now and get this actual flight done. Oh, listen to the sound. Listen to that sound. It's already blowing bubbles again. Ugh. Yeah, I agree with you. I might look at an AMD CPU in future, but graphics, never again. This is excruciatingly terrible. Go for it. I wish I had some. Go enjoy. Dominic. Awesome. Yeah, Dave. Since the release version of 12.1.2, AMD's been terrible with laminate. Terrible. It's a terrible combination. Before that, I didn't have much issues. Oh, one of our neighbors has got a chainsaw running in the background here. It's going through every bit of my fiber right now. Tommy, not really. The way the Zibomod works is it relies on certain versions of Explain to match its version. And for me to go and try and figure out historically which version worked where, it's also not worth it. I'm gonna go on holiday. I'm gonna rest a little bit. When I come back, the new year officially work-wise starts for me, and all I'll do is I'll save up some money and get an NVIDIA as soon as I can, within the reason of my budget. We'll just try and save up a little bit. Amazon. Yeah. Hendrik, yeah, that's a possibility. Hello, Jet Power. I'm too scared to go make more coffee, and I really want more coffee. Well, you guys excuse me. If it bombs, we all just leave it. I'm not going to try and bother to restart it. But I think I really need more coffee. Give me 5 minutes or so. Let's see if we can still be here when I come back. I'll check you guys now. Go grab coffee, guys.
Mayer donated £19.99 through Super Chat. Okay, here is a start towards a new graphics card. Hendrik Jan van der Waal, Shay HJ, donated €22 through Super Chat. And a bit from the Netherlands. Christopher Boyer donated $50 through Super Chat, adding to the graphics card fund.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. I just sat down with my coffee and I saw what you guys did. I do appreciate it. It's gonna go a long way to helping me, I promise. Well, so far so good, eh? I think we might just save quick new files, eh? So we don't have to go back all the way. Yeah, it looks like it. You mean to say it's my magnetic personality that's killing this thing, eh, Tommy? Thank you, Steve. Good morning, Ray. Oh, you know what? There was someone else that said good morning. Let me just quickly see. Virtual Aviation Aviator. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I did not forget about you, but
20 pounds through Super Chat.
my mind just went for a second there. Thank you, Wycliffe. Appreciate it so much. Yeah, I don't know, Scotsman, it's possible. It could be a whole bunch of things. At this point in time, I'm flying like I'm flying a potato PC, you know, so whatever. Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, I'll just touch it just to make my safe flights, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. There's no point in doing any of the forecasts, everything, any of those. All I need to do is just make sure that I get the correct localizer setting and then the ILS, the O2. The O2, and we're gonna descend 4,000. That'll be cool, yes, Dave. That'll be nice to see. Thank you, Wycliffe. Scotsman, I agree with you. I'm not in any disagreement with you. It's just sad that I have to do it, man. Anyway, let's move on. Tier 1 Aviation, hello, hello. Tier 1 Aviation, there's 2 reasons for it. The Zibomod will scan your hardware. So if your fuel cutoff levers are in the wrong position, in the cutoff position, it's going to switch the engines off. That's the first thing. Second thing is, you cannot load the Zibo through the XEnviro load manager. You have to put the fuel in. So if you don't have fuel in your tanks, obviously it's going to shut down. So you have to learn how to use the EFB and then use it correctly. Get the fuel in there and then you'll be fine. You cannot. No, Tier 1 Aviation, you cannot. When you go into this setup here and you start messing with anything other than the screen here, the moment you go to failures, the moment you do any weird and wonderful thing, weight and balance, the moment you touch the screen, you break the Zibomod. It's not designed for it. It's not meant to be. So you see there, I start with engines running. If you watch the stream, you'll see why. I had to use a safe flight situation, right? But you cannot load the Zibo from the fuel and the passengers. You don't load from there. You have to load it from the EFB here. You have to either do it from this screen, see there's your fuel and everything, or you have to use airside services. You cannot do it any other way. You have to do it proper. And that failure over there that I showed you here, that failure over here must be off. You cannot use it with a Zibomod. It's no use. It's rubbish because it's not designed for the Zibomod. You can only use it on default aircraft. Zibo is not a default aircraft. It's absolutely not useful at all. If you want to simulate failures, you go to the EFB, there's failures, then you go in here and you set up your failures and you simulate the failures from here. That's how the Zibo works. You're welcome. Tier 1 Aviation, go hit my YouTube page, start watching the Zibo tutorials. You'll learn everything you need to know, or a lot of it at least. Then you need to read the Zibo install guide and the EFB guide. You need to learn them. That's it, Wycliffe. Yeah, it's absolutely study level. This thing was made for real pilots. It wasn't really meant to be just a game toy, you know. It's way more advanced than that. You're welcome. And please feel free to join us again on stream. You'll pick up a lot, yeah. This is the main Zibo channel anyway. So anything new, anything that needs to be announced, anything gets done on this channel. All right, it's not just, you know, me doing my own thing. The change log, unfortunately, I don't keep it up to date. The best change log you'll find is going to be in the announcements in our Discord, okay? Then you read through it. There is one channel specifically that is called Explain 12 Change Log. And yeah, if you follow that one, it's going to be reasonable, but the last update I did in there was 3.08, so I'm a couple of versions behind. Maybe I'll have to update that later now that you reminded me, eh? We need the change log for 9 to 11. Nine. There's 10. There's 11. Let's do this. Right, so there's Discord. This is the change log folder under Zibomod, and there you have all the change logs. Now it's up to date. All right, for you guys. I didn't include the 12 that I'm flying now because it's not important. Once it's released, we can update that one. Oh, and who was asking for the xEnviro settings again? Are you still here? Do you still want to see it? Yes, the XRAS update is now running, Krister. We updated it earlier. Hello, Ali. in the aircraft, I wish you asked earlier, but in the aircraft you'll see a little green circle like that with a T/D. That's top of descent, okay? So in the Boeing, if you have your MCP set lower than your cruise altitude, the moment you hit the TD, top of descent, it will automatically descend, okay? And then if you go into your VNAV page, we've got two different FMCs. This is just the newer one that I'm using. You can actually change parameters here to change whatever you need to do. In the Zibo, all the settings are here. We also support the basic VNAV as well as the common VNAV, which is the new one. So you're going to have to study a little bit to actually understand the difference between the two and how to use the speed brake. And in common VNAV, it's a little bit more difficult to understand initially, but it's a better system, you know. So unfortunately, you're just going to have to study a little bit there. Yeah, that's another thing. It will actually show you your top of descent in other places as well, but it's, you know, one of those things. You can also see here, by the way, just on this page, there it shows the end of the descent, and it gives you a time and it gives you the distance. If you are in the cruise, it will not have an ED, it will have a T/D for top of descent. So you can do all your planning related to that just by reading there. No, the Linda thing, it always, the Linda widget, where is it? Oh, I'm not flying with it, so it's not here. It always comes up here at the bottom, so I just always move it to the top left. You can't really say where that thing goes. Wycliffe, that was you. Okay, let's look at the settings. There you go. While we're descending, take your screenshots. Just remember, I'm not using it actively now. We've got zero weather, so we can just finish the flight. That's interesting, Christer. I never have any issues with X-Rise. Are you sure you're on the Explain 12 version and that you're not using the one that we augmented from Explain 11 into 12? Did you update to the correct version? Did you remove the remnants of the old version? You know, that we used to create a little file in the scenery folder and things like that to make it work. You must get rid of all of that stuff, right? Okay, just make sure it's still off. Yeah. What do you mean no flight plan? I just updated the blinking thing. Oh, mismatch. go. There we go. Right, let's see if I can see the other guys and etc. etc. There it is. Oh, the others have seemingly landed already. Wow. Wow. Roberto, good morning. Probably more updates. I remember the days when Zibo told us he's now put 1 million lines of code in the FMC. I need to ask him how many millions are there now, because he's updated it so many times. It's probably 1.5 or close to 2 million lines now. That was a huge milestone. I remember when he told us that day. Pity we don't have weather. Absolutely, Wycliffe. I ran it out of what do you call that thing now? Can you believe it? Sim Toolkit Pro. You know, because of the multi-monitor setup that I have, so it was always running on the side. I'm not using the Sim Toolkit Pro right now because of all the AMD issues. So, but yeah, that's why I use it. Oh, it's a lovely thing. I've had it on my phone too. You can literally go walk in the garden or go to the loo with that thing in your hand there. Manage your aircraft from there. It's easy. Oh, Windwing. Okay. Oh, keep us posted, Dave. Let us know what happens. Oh yes, Ray. Yeah, there you go, Nobby. Yeah. While I'm still coming down here, have a look here. Listen to this. This is very important. Under hardware, throttle noise lock. You need to make sure that your throttle noise lock is set to an acceptable value where it listens to you without, listening to the spikes in the pods. Okay, that's the one thing. Then your auto throttle engage lock throttle needs to be on. Okay, that gives you a realistic throttle behavior. So when you do a rejected takeoff, you first have to press this button. This is your auto throttle disconnect button. This is how the real pilots do it. Or you need to do it from there, or you have a button assigned on your joystick. So once you've disabled it, you then get control back of your throttles. That's the whole reason for this lock. Okay, and these two combined seems to be the big story behind auto throttle disconnecting. Okay, because if you look at this, I'll show you. If you have a mismatch on the throttle, oh, it's not listening to me. Hold on a second. That won't, because of my settings. If you have an asynchronous position in your throttles, the one is more ahead of the other one. look, auto throttle kicks off immediately. You see what I'm saying? So you've got to be careful for things like that. And this usually happens to be cancelled with your throttle noise lock. So that's the reason you want that, because they are interlinked behind the scenes. So those are the two very important things. If you set it up correctly and you don't have noise on the pods and these things are keeping, you know, synchronous behavior, then you shouldn't have an auto throttle disconnect. That's about the big thing, eh? Hope that makes sense. Oh yeah, Dave, the import duties could be a thriller. Anyway, looks like we're getting close to our destination. Make sure we have the right frequency. 11030. Yes. Courses done. Okay. All these the anticipation queues coming up already, so we're getting close. Dave, coming back to your comment on Canada, you know what is absolutely fascinating to me? You know Timo and Wish. Those two Chinese websites have taken the whole world by storm. And it's interesting how quick and how fast they get their stuff to you. I'd love to know their secret. You know, how come they can get stuff to you in a matter of days and you have to wait 6 months for someone else to send something? You know, it boggles the mind, really, when you think about it. Right. Seats upright, guys. Buckle up. Stow those tray tables.
SL_ed_E22C0C ed 24-3674 donated $25.
Streamlabs and its crazy naming conventions. Thank you so much, whoever that was. I appreciate it so much. Thank you very, very much. All right, let's start slowing down this baby. Thank you, Jet Power. I don't know why it does stupid things like that, but I appreciate it. Right, so cabin is secure, lights are on. Might as well put those two on. Oh goodness, I forgot about that light. That one's now on. Get about right. Yeah, this is a nice approach. And what is interesting is you usually get a GPWS error over there, and under normal circumstances, you are required by your SOPs to literally do a terrain escape maneuver, but in this instance you can't because you need to land. So you going over there, you know, at a very low altitude. There we go, there's ILS. I'm glad you like it. While I was making coffee, I was actually thinking I let it go a little bit negative today, and I do apologize to everybody listening and watching. I don't like the negative side of things, but obviously under the circumstances and within reason, I think anybody with 2 brain cells can understand, you know, the frustration and the what the hell effect, you know, so, but anyway, I do apologize. I don't really want to be negative the whole time. Okay, I'm gonna try not to end up in the pub, okay? I'll do my best. Go flap 40.
This runway's got quite a slope as well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. There you go, Ray. Awesome. You see, just on that, I want to elaborate just a little bit. Again, it's not because we're being assholes. It's not because we're deranged or psychopaths or something. When we ask the people to read the manuals, it's because there's so much knowledge there, and it's because we're actually trying to help you, believe it or not. You know. Thank you so much, Virtual Aviation Aviator. So please, guys, when I specifically tell you to just read the manual, I know not everybody can, not everybody understands it and things. Then you come back and you ask. Okay, I'm not an idiot, but trust me, there's so much information in there that will make your life so much better. You guys must really just try it sometime, man. And then obviously come back and ask. You know, if you're really struggling, that's why we are here. You have to ask. You know. Thank you, Tommy. There you go. Thank you. You see, there's your warning. We're going past there quite low. Right, guys, I hope the pub is ready. This is interesting. I had to actually trim down when I disconnected the autopilot. Usually you don't have to do that. I need to mention that to Zibo. Yeah, that bump is heavy. So you're going to have to deal with that rising runway and all, yeah. It happens. Happens.
400. 300. 200.
So there's the rising runway.
20. 10.
Whoa. Oh, there we go. That wasn't too bad. I think that 339 is rubbish, but anyway. That was awesome. That was actually awesome. Yeah, thank you, everybody. I'm telling you guys, this one, if you ever feel like you need a challenge, come do this one. This is such a nice challenge. Oh, we need Linda. Don't say too loud, Shame. She's with the cats. You know, you said it earlier, I think. Shame, poor girl. She needs a rest. Yeah, no, yeah. No, don't worry. We'll organize a bus. We'll bring the bus.
On runway 12.
LFLB, yeah, we've done that. That is a fabulous one. If that's the one I'm thinking of, I need to go check it. But that's the one where you have got the much steeper descent rate. So you've got to work it a little bit, and it's got a short runway. Thank you, Tommy. Oh yeah, definitely we're gonna need a coat. Cold out here. The funny thing is, it's so high up north. You know, the sun comes out very late, sets very early in winter. Yeah, but London City isn't really made for a 738, huh? It's not the right thing to do. For a challenge, maybe, but not really. That's it. You know. Oh, that's cold. Well, gentlemen who waited for me, thank you so very much. I do appreciate it. I hope that you guys have an absolutely fabulous rest of your weekend. We're off on holiday tomorrow, remember that. So what will happen is I'll be back next week, end of the week only. So I'll probably only speak to you guys Saturday or Sunday in a week's time, you know, so I probably park like a palooka, but anyway, just pick a lie. So you guys must have fun. I'm taking my laptop with me. I'm not going to even bother to try and make torrents. So for the guys using torrents to get their Zibos, please use the Google Drives for the week. I don't want to go and try and figure out how to do all that on my laptop because I don't use Windows on my laptop, and it's a different thing. So here we is. Reggie is on his way, but he's still way out. Somewhere way over there. Thank you so much for everybody sticking around. I know it was a bit of a roller coaster today, but man, I think it was worth it. We made it. You know, perseverance counts, and we shouldn't give up too easily in life. You know, just fight back a little bit. I appreciate your support. I appreciate every donation. Guys, and when you make a donation, please be aware that I don't always have the ability to thank you. Okay, so I'm just doing a blanket thank you here for everybody right now. Thank you so very much. I do appreciate it. 2024 was a good year for us, and I believe 2025 is going to be a much better year. Zibo is on a roll here, and he's got a lot of things that he wants to do, so hang around. Things will be very nice and interesting. And yeah, we'll see you after holiday. Go enjoy yourself. Speak later, guys. Bye-bye.